So, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things golfing and streetwear. And in today's video, we are going to be doing an unboxing of one of my favorite new streetwear brands on the market today. Now, this brand is one that's been around for a while, but it's just something that I kind of recently found out about sometime later last year or sometime early this year. I can't remember exactly when it was, but I'm pretty new to this brand and I've never picked anything up from them before. So this is my first item from this brand. When I talked about them in my 5 brands to check out if you like golf Wang video that I posted just a couple of weeks ago, like pretty much the entire video I was saying their name wrong, and somebody commented on the video and told me how to correctly pronounce the name, so I hope I'm saying that right, or at least hopefully I'm getting close. But this is a brand new unboxing from Aime Leon Dore, which like I said is definitely one of my personal favorite streetwear brands on the market today, which is honestly also one of the most exciting to me. Every single season, every single year, all their pieces are really great. I love their sweaters and their jackets, mainly kind of all their cut and sew type pieces. I really love. But another thing that I've been loving a lot from Aime Leon Dore is their shoes. Aime Leon Dore has a sneaker deal with New Balance, and as a part of this sneaker deal, they've released a lot of different types of sneakers, and you're gonna have to forgive me, and their shoes are like really hard for me to remember, not by the design but at least by the name, because they always use numbers to name their shoes, which makes it really hard for me to remember the shoes. So when you say like a New Balance like 1300 or something, I have like no idea what you're talking about. If you showed me the actual model of the shoe, I would know exactly what you're talking about. But they've done a lot of collaborations with the New Balance, all of which have been very successful, and it's been something that I've wanted to get my hands on for a while now, and I finally got the opportunity a couple of weeks ago. I'm sure a lot of you may know Aime Leon Dore and New Balance opened up a drawing for one of the most popular sneakers, a sneaker that they really popularized in streetwear recently, the 550. So they opened up this drawing, and I had been wanting to get my hands on a pair of the 550s. So honestly, trying to get my hands on this collaboration was pretty much like a no-brainer. But the only problem was that this was a drawing, so you know, most of the time when you enter sneaker drawings, which I haven't done like in years, but it's very difficult to win sneaker drawings. So when it came to the drawing for the 550s, I literally put in like as many drawings as I physically could. So I entered in this drawing 4 times. I thought it was a long shot for me to just get one. But the thing with this drawing is I don't know why. I don't know if like everybody who entered got a pair of shoes or what the deal was with that. And I ended up winning all 4 pairs of shoes. And it was a completely non-refundable payment. So I was out, you know, at the time like $500. So I accidentally bought 4 pairs of these shoes. Unfortunately, I did go ahead and sell the extra 3 pairs. So I did end up making my money back, you know, at least from the extra ones that I bought. So just like a really quick funny story before we get into the unboxing, I accidentally bought 4 pairs of these shoes, but fortunately it did all end up working out and being okay in the end. But yeah guys, I was really happy to get my hands on these sneakers, especially at retail, since you know at the time they were reselling for such like a high price. So without taking up any more of your time, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So I did go ahead and take the sneakers out of the box that they actually got shipped in, but I did leave them in the actual sneaker box so I could actually unbox them for you guys. And before we get into the actual shoes themselves, I just want to point out a couple of details on the actual box. So as you all know, if you guys are regular viewers on the channel, then you know that I talk a lot about how important an unboxing experience is to me. I think it's arguably one of the most important things about purchasing something new from whatever brand it may be. And with this box, I'm pretty sure, you know, forgive me because I didn't actually like look up any different unboxings for these shoes, but I just kind of assumed that the scheme of the box matched the color of the shoes that you actually purchased. So as you can see, this box has a lot of gray hits on the outside of the box, which I think is really nice. Whether it be coincidence or not, I did actually pick up the gray colorway of the shoes, which we'll get into here in just a second. So whether it be coincidence or not, I was really happy to see that. And I love the kind of off-white yellowish type color that they have on the actual sneaker box itself. Really fits the vibe of the 550s, and really just an overall kind of vintage type vibe that I get when I look at these shoes and kind of the way I'm going to style them as well. So really happy to see that. Love the design on the box, especially the colorway. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and get this top off the box here and get that out of the way. Just like I said a second ago, as you all can see here, I did pick up the gray colorway of the 550s. And before we dive deep into the shoes, I did just want to talk about a couple of extra things that came in the box. And there really isn't much here. The biggest thing is that this pair of shoes does come with 2 additional laces. So as you can see in the actual shoes themselves, there is just a regular pair of white laces in the shoes. And then we also have these gray laces, which I don't think I'm actually going to use, but still really really nice to have. The pair of laces that I am really interested in are these. And the reason for that is I actually haven't taken them out of the bag yet, but I will go ahead and do that because I do think I plan on putting these in the actual shoes and replacing them with the regular white laces. I'm pretty sure that these laces are a little bit more of an off-white color than the laces that come in the shoes. So I'm gonna put these laces up next to each other, and I don't know if you can actually tell or not, but I'll get it as close as I can. So if you guys can see here, these laces down here are the ones from the bag, and they seem to be a little bit more of an off-white color than the white laces that come in the shoes. So this pair of laces right here matches a lot more with the off-white bottoms, and definitely once again goes more for that kind of vintage type look that I'm really going for with the fits that I'm going to wear with these shoes. So I do think after this unboxing, I'm going to go ahead and switch the laces out. So really happy that those got included in the box. And as you all know, it's really rare for me to ever switch out the laces of shoes, because 9 times out of 10, I feel like the laces that the actual like factory laces the shoes in fits the colorway and the vibe of the shoe much better than any of the additional laces that come with it. Although I definitely think it's a nice touch. And while these white laces don't look bad with this shoe, like literally at all, I definitely think it still looks really good. I think just having that little bit additional touch of off-white on the shoe will balance out the colorway a lot more. So moving on from the laces, getting into the actual shoes themselves, one thing I wanted to note about these shoes before I go a little bit more in depth about them is something that I didn't know about these shoes at first. It's something that I didn't know about these shoes at first. What actually got me to look this up and, to see what these shoes were made for, because I had kind of just assumed that these shoes were made to be like a regular like lifestyle shoe, something you're just supposed to wear out and about. But on the back heel of the shoe, I don't know if you can see here, they had this Aime Leon Dore New York graphic on the back, and there's this little apple here, which I assume is to kind of represent the Big Apple or New York City, which is where Aime Leon Dore is actually based out of. The lines that they actually have on the inside of the apple resemble a basketball a lot, so I don't know if you can tell that. I don't know if that was just me, but I definitely feel like it was intentional. So after I had saw that on the official images of the shoe, I did go ahead and Google it, and the 550s were actually made to be a basketball shoe, which like I said, I didn't know that at first, but getting a little bit more of a closer look at them, I could definitely see that kind of basketball type feel and vibe a lot more. So these were actually made to be a basketball shoe, which really surprised me because like I said, off first glance, they definitely didn't give me that vibe or feel. Whenever I think of basketball shoes, I always think of like Jordans or LeBrons or something like that, which those shoes are nice, but as a whole, they're just not really my style. So it always really surprises me when a pair of shoes come out that are basketball shoes, and I actually really like them. So that definitely surprised me a lot with these shoes, but it definitely shows in the details when you look a lot closer at the shoes. So moving these laces out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and just unlace this little weird thing they have going on here with the factory laces. So just going ahead and getting those laces out of the way here. I don't know if you can tell, but on the inside of the shoe, there is a lot of padding in here. And the material that these shoes are made out of is really weird. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it doesn't feel completely like anything that I have ever felt in a shoe before, whether it be like a regular pair of like Converse or, even Jordans that I had owned in the past. This material feels really high quality, and I'm not really sure what it is, but it definitely feels like this shoe is meant to take a lot of like wear and tear and really withstand a lot, because once again, it's a basketball shoe. You're meant to be making like a lot of movements and things like that. And if we go ahead and take this paper out the shoe, I wonder if the insole of the shoe is actually able to be removed. I know a lot of shoes nowadays have them actually like glued in the bottom. I actually can. I can feel them come out a little bit. So taking the soles of the shoe out here, you can see that there is a lot of padding in the sole as well. Here up in the bottom, they have this blue kind of foam type material, which if any of you have seen or slept on a Tempur-Pedic mattress, that's kind of what this feels like, but it's definitely a lot harder, a lot more firm, but it just kind of seems like that same kind of type of foam as well, and that goes all the way up through the back of the shoe as well. And there's a lot of arch support here on the sides too. So looking at the details of the shoe, all the padding in the soles and in the actual shoe itself, but just due to all the padding and stuff that we've looked at so far, it does seem like these shoes are going to be really comfortable and really durable as well. So definitely really excited to see that. And once again, kind of building off the different types of materials that this shoe is made out of, the actual New Balance logo on this shoe is made out of something that I've never really seen before. Once again, I'm not really sure completely what this is. I'm sure it's like leather, but it feels like padding and it's kind of like textured. So getting a little bit of a closer look at it, I don't know if the camera will focus in on that or not. Hopefully it does, so you guys can actually see the texture on that New Balance logo, but it looks a little bit like elephant skin or something like that. I know that's not what it is, of course, but that's just kind of what it looks like. So there's a lot of really cool like patterns and textures going on around the shoe that I really love. And it's really those small details, once again, like I said, that make the shoe for me always. Most of the material on this shoe is, of course, leather. Like 90% of the body is leather. The only thing that's really not leather on this shoe is, of course, the sole and the tongue and the body of the shoes, which is really good for quality. And once again, for basketball shoes, leather is a really common material for basketball shoes, especially these old type basketball shoes like the 550s and like Jordans and things like that, which definitely has its upsides and its negatives. The biggest negative for me has always been creases. So like literally already, once again, this is just me, you know, completely nitpicking, because, you know, like literally already, as you can see on the side of the shoe, they haven't even been worn yet, and there's like a little bit of creases on the toe box here already. I've just kind of always had those small little pet peeves with leather, because when I wear shoes, I don't like to be, you know, I obviously try to take care of them and, you know, make sure they don't get super dirty or anything over time. But, you know, when I wear shoes, I don't want to be constantly looking down and like walking weird, walking like stomping everywhere. Try not to crease them and things like that. When I wear shoes, I want to just kind of like put them on and do whatever and have them kind of looking nice without having to really do much. And that's honestly just me. And, you know, I definitely knew this before I bought the shoes that they were leather. I was definitely willing to make that trade-off because I love them so much. But I hope these shoes don't crease that bad, because I do plan on wearing these shoes a lot. There's a lot of fits that I've been, you know, buying recently, a lot of types of pieces that would just go amazing with these shoes. And they're such a great colorway of shoes too. And they seem like they're going to be really comfortable as well. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated with that and just kind of see how it goes. And once again, that's way more of a personal complaint than an actual complaint with the shoes. And it's a great material of shoes because you can really wear them over time. And once again, leather is, you know, fairly easy to clean. When it comes to dirt and stuff like that, scuff marks can kind of be a big pain. It has its pluses and minuses for me. But everything else, guys, the details on this shoe, the branding, I think is perfect. You know, Aime Leon Dore doesn't like throw it in your face that this is an Aime Leon Dore like collaboration. We have a little bit of branding on the tongue here, as you guys can see. And the only other branding that we have, you know, as far as Aime Leon Dore goes, is on the left shoe. We have the Aime Leon Dore New York kind of stamp logo on the back here. It's not really thrown in your face that this is an Aime Leon Dore shoe. The focus is really on the colorway and really just kind of building off the foundation of the 550 already, rather than trying to make it sell out because it was an Aime Leon Dore shoe, which is something that I feel like a lot of brands do. So really happy to see that, and I definitely think that's another big reason that I like this shoe as much as I do. So overall, I would say this is a great shoe, and if you guys personally have your eye on it, I would absolutely 100% say go for it. The quality on it is great. The style of the shoe is great. Definitely really comfortable. These are a really solid pair of shoes, and I'm so happy to be adding them to my wardrobe. And I definitely plan on picking up some more pieces from Aime Leon Dore in the future. So if you guys are interested in seeing a little bit more Aime Leon Dore content on the channel, definitely let me know down in the comments below. They're definitely one of my new favorite brands, and I love everything that they've been doing. So I'm definitely looking into getting my hands on a couple more of their pieces as well. But I'm pretty sure that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on these shoes. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you somewhere in the middle? Also, like I said, comment below and let me know if you guys would like to see more Aime Leon Dore content on the channel. Really like the brand, and I would definitely like to start covering them a lot more. So definitely let me know if you guys would like to see more of that moving forward. Thanks so much for checking this out. As always, if you like this kind of content and you'd like to see more, definitely like this video and subscribe to the channel. I have a ton of golf and streetwear content coming moving forward. That'll do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for checking this out, and I'll see you in the next one.